Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Ask Neadom. I'm Neadom Tucker, owner of Kotori Technologies, and this week we're going to talk about 5 things you should ask your next technology provider before you bring them on board. Let's check them out. We'll see you real soon. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about 5 things that you should ask your next IT provider before you bring them into your business. This is a very intimate relationship, kind of like your CPA. We want to make sure that you're equipped with the right questions to ask to make sure that you know what to ask when you're looking at hiring somebody new. And so let's jump right in. One of the first things, the easiest kind of thing to kind of ask is going to be to figure out what's included in their whole solution that they're bringing to you. What are they including? Are they including software? Are they including support? If you call at 8 o'clock at night, is that included? You know, what an emergency is. So you really want to find out what is included and what is not included in the solution that they're bringing to you. A lot of times, a lot of managed service providers will bring in a solution that the cost looks really good. And let's be honest, the business owner's cost is very important. We understand that. But we have to make sure that we're getting what we're paying for. And so a lot of times you may be comparing apples and oranges, but you're thinking you're comparing apples and apples. And so we want to make sure that you understand, is the software included? Or am I going to have to pay extra? Many times we'll go into a managed service bid and we'll include everything. We try to make it one bill so it's easy for our clients to understand. And we're going to get somebody else that's not including maybe the Office 365 licensing, maybe not including antivirus, maybe they're not including the backup software. They're not including any of this stuff that we would include for a customer. And so what will end up happening is they'll sign up for this 3-year contract or this 2-year contract or 1-year contract, and they'll have this here. Then 3 or 4 months later, the provider will go, oh, hey, your antivirus is going to expire. Here's another $3,000 bill. Or, hey, your backup software is going to expire. Here's another $4,000 bill. And so you get kind of nickel and dime through the process. Or, hey, this isn't included because this computer is not included in our contract. And so here's an hourly invoice for this. So make sure you know what's included in your service contract. So the next question we need to ask is, what technology stack do they use? Now, technology stack sounds like a really geeky term, but it's really not. It really just kind of is asking the question about what technologies are they using for your business. Are they using what we would consider, best practices software? Are they using a quality antivirus product? Are they using the antivirus product that's included with the remote monitoring tools, which is kind of a throwaway product sometimes? Are they using, remote management tools that are going to give you access to your computer as well later on? Will they let you use the remote management tools if you have an internal IT person? We want to really kind of figure out what that stack is. When they're going to make hardware or software decisions for you guys, what are they going to suggest? Are they an HP shop or a Dell shop or a Lenovo shop? What are they going to use inside of your organization? What are they going to recommend? So you really want to make sure you understand that stack to make sure that you understand whether that's good for you or bad for you. If you're pro Dell or you're anti Dell, or if you're a pro HP or anti HP, or pro Lenovo or figure out what they are, and you may have your own reasons, but figure out what that is to make sure that you guys can work really well together. So the third thing we want to take a look at is who will actually have access to your data. Now, as an IT provider, we have access to everything. There's really nothing that we don't have access to because we have to back it up and we have to recover it. If I have to back it up, I have to be able to have access to it. So something you may not think about. So who has access to that information? Is your data stored locally on computers and servers, or is your data in the cloud? What happens if I lose a password? How do I get access to that? Who will have access to those passwords? Does your IT company keep the passwords for your users? We do not suggest that at all. We don't suggest anybody have passwords for any users because there's a liability issue that we have that so-and-so said that they had my password, so then they must have did it, I didn't do it. So we want to make sure that you understand who has access to your data. Is the IT company contracting people that's outside of their organization, and will they have access to your data? These are things that you want to make sure that you ask so you're aware of who has access to that information, because at the end of the day, your data is your company. So the fourth thing we want to take a look at is, how do I get support? When the proverbial crap hits the fan, who do I call? What do I do to be able to get somebody on the phone to fix? Now, you have to understand, most managed service providers work off of kind of the insurance game where, we've got a number of customers and we're not expecting the whole world to crash at the same time. And so Typically, what you'll see is support times range between 5 to 15 to 20 to 30 minutes of support time, and that's reasonable. I mean, you're not going to get near zero. Pick up the phone, I'm going to get somebody on the phone. There are some very large MSPs out there that can do that for you, but most of them don't have 24/7 help desk that can do that for you. And typically, if you have an MSP that can do that, you want to make sure that they're going to give you the support from a team versus some random person on the phone. You want to make sure that you're assigned a team. But the big thing is that when you pick up the phone, how do you get? Can you call for support? Can you only email for support? If somebody you get support, can you get on-site support? That's another question, because some national providers only provide remote support, and you're responsible for managing the on-site component to that support piece, or they will manage it for you but then charge you for the on-site support ticket. Again, either way, you just want to make sure you understand what that is, and then how far does somebody have to come to support you. And that's going to be important to understand how many people they have employed here in the area. Maybe they're a national firm, they have only 1 or 2 people. What happens when a hurricane comes? How are they going to provide support for you when that event happens? So again, how are you going to get support? And then on top of that, when can you get support? So find out their hours of operations and how to get support after hours and what that methodology is. Okay, so the last thing, number 5, and this is kind of really an important piece. A lot of times nowadays, security is not included in an IT offering. And so you want to ask this question: how am I being protected? Are you including security as a part of my offering? Now, a lot of MSPs like ourselves will include, a firewall or include antivirus into the product, and those are great solution starters, but that does not mean that your organization is protected from a security standpoint. Security encompasses a number of things: training, monitoring logs, looking at different things. Those things are more expensive than a typical managed service contract would be. We offer these services to our customers, but they are more expensive than our typical non-security offering inside of a company. So ask these questions. If security is important to you, make sure you ask, is security included in that, and what does that mean? What does it include? What is the point of responsibility that your MSP or your technology provider is going to take for you? Well, guys, that concludes another week of Ask Neadom. We covered 5 things today, 5 very important things when you're looking at hiring your next IT company. We want to take a look at what's included in the IT solution that they're providing to you. What technology stack are they using? Who has access to your data? How do you get support? And then the last thing is security included in your solution that they're providing to you? I hope that helps you guys kind of find your next IT solution provider. If you guys have any questions about this, reach out to us online at www.kotoritechnologies.com. And guys, stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.